Hello there everyone and welcome back. We have finally managed to confront the Klakon Armada that was making my way to my systems, and we have at least partially got rid of the majority of the fleet. It just leaves the 2 battleships, a cruiser barely limping, and a couple of frigates. The bad news in all this though, the Psilons have been completely removed from the game. Although, on the plus side, I'll just get to benefit from this plan here because it looks pretty appetizing. And at the very least, I can take back their systems for them and use it for my own gains. Because they would want it that way, right? Considering I was their ally and all. Also, we have a little tiny fleet coming here, and I don't think I like it very much. I was going to have my transport ships get ready to move on out, but they're going to have to stay at this. They're going to have to stay at the outpost here, and we're going to get a couple of Hawks to quickly deal with that problem. Because you have 1 cruiser, 3 frigates, so I don't know exactly how many frigates I would need, but it's still gonna be another turn or 2 before I even deal with this armada, because 2 battleships is still a big threat, especially now the cursed things are within striking distance of my outpost, which of course I'm not gonna ever be able to catch up to it, because of the inconvenience that it decided to fly towards my empire as opposed to flying away from me after an engagement, which sounds pretty ridiculous if you ask me. Nonetheless, Starbase is building here. We're going to use it to defend. The Darlocks are going to defend themselves some, and probably when that's done I'll try and manage the pollution levels a little bit. But my spy attempt at Saban clearly failed. Is anyone really surprised? They are the master spies after all. Kilo, you have finally reached your destination, so we're going to try and spy on the Klakons a bit, and I'm aiming to hopefully just slowly manipulate all these empires to turn on the Meklar, because it is getting to that point where they are a real threat. Only the Barassi are the only ones that fought against them, and I'm not sure what that bodes for the rest of this campaign. Because they destroyed 1 fleet for 4, and there's a Titan right there they could just simply shoot at. So wondering what happens here. Not to mention they all decide now to go crazy with their colony ships, so while I have to prepare for this inevitable war front, I have to keep expanding my colonies, which is a tall order a little bit. Also, we have, there they are. We got a fleet about to enter my territory, so sadly, I don't think this military outpost is going to be ready, and I do have a couple of ships waiting over in Altair. It just begs the question, are they up for the challenge, or is the fleet automatically just going to go to Mir Prime? More than likely it's going to go to Mir Prime. That won't surprise me at all, quite frankly. Wait a minute, what? Did nothing seriously move? Not even a Klakon fleet here. Well, this fleet did move, but apparently they're going to Notris 4, so this was something I had not considered, and I don't even have an outpost blocking that point, due to a little bit of my negligence. So, I'm going to have to defend this system, and sadly, a lot of the counterattacking I had in mind is going to have to be on hold, unfortunately. Because now I have to deal with 3 different attacks there, or at the very least make sure I have defenses to do that. And I don't think an Eagle, Destroyer, and Frigate is up for the challenge, because we are looking at a crap ton of destroyers here, as well as a cruiser. Let's see, 244 attack, so I'm about half their strength, just about, which doesn't bode well for me, especially with a lack of a starbase or an outpost here. So I'm not sure what to, I'm just not sure what to do just yet. I'm probably going to have to safely fall back to Altair Prime, defend it that way. And I am not all resolving, even though last time went incredibly well for me. I just gotta make sure my cruisers, my cripple ships don't get destroyed. Like my battleship is a little bit limping, I think. And definitely the 1 cruiser I have left has like no health. It needs to stay in the back, and hopefully missiles are blocked by my frigates. Of course this is helpful. It pre-deploys everything for me. So it's not like I'm going to get much of an opportunity to do that effectively. But my battleships have the health, so actually they could go forward. And then have everything catch up from behind a little bit. we're gonna get a little more aggressive this time. Match speed. Match speed, make sure my frigate wave is able... Oop. Evasive maneuvers. Oh, did I just pause? I don't recall pausing. What the hell just happened there? This is not bowling well for me. I'm seriously not pausing this, or so I thought. What the hell's going on? Okay, now it wants to work. I just don't get what the hell was happening beforehand. There was a lot of AI, I think, decisions going on, which is kind of silly, considering I didn't have this for the last battle, which was more ships, more weaponry, more decisions. Actually, oh, and they're warping out, so they're already deciding to bail. Well, go figure. Their ultimate tactic was to basically bug out the game so they had more time to warp out. Isn't that a surprise? Although I think... No, I don't... I was going to say, I think I understand why they're not flying away, but that wouldn't be the case. Because I would never be able to catch them with this fleet. Because, yeah, they could have gone to the outpost, wrecked that, possibly bombed Cestus, and I wouldn't be able to chase them to justify our engagement. Well, I could have fought them at Cestus, but they would have bombed it and probably killed it. Whereas them standing still, at least, they can warp out due to the mechanics, so maybe that's what's going on? I honestly have no idea. And Mir Prime is in a little bit of trouble. And I have ships coming, I have a Hawk. I'm going to need as many ships as possible to defend, because I'm pretty certain Altair does not have a battle station. And we have Hawk and that here, so you're going to arrive to the system, and you're going to get ready for a detour. Because what is it? It's 3 frigates and a cruiser. Versus my 2 Hawks. That bodes well. It would be better if I have a starbase here. Do I have a starbase? I'm pretty certain I do not. Do I? Nope. And it's 15 turns to build one. I want to try and keep this system alive if I can help it. It doesn't look like it's going to happen though. It might get close. It might get a little bit close because of like income and the amount of turns that they'll have to do to get there. And they have slightly more distance to travel. That doesn't say much though, because I haven't even got started. It's going to be 2 turns before I get here. Another 2 turns to get to the system, so yeah. I don't think I can save Notris. But then again, they don't really have much in the ways of bombs, do they? So I think I'm okay. I just lack the raw fleet numbers to deal with them. And there's the Armada, heading straight to my homeworld, so... Time to back up a little bit. Just a little bit. Once the AI starts finishing its move, because they're pretty much everywhere now. Needless to say, 3 threatening fleets, so let me double check where they all are. Most of which aren't even threatening to my territory, so that's very helpful. I gotta double check to be sure. Wormhole fleet here, that's a cruiser. And that's the fleet I already am aware of. So, we're gonna try and make our way to respond. At least attempt to. Because maybe Nortress 4 will survive a couple of turns, and maybe with the starbase it can take it out. Because I want to believe a starbase is at least equal, if not better better than a cruiser, so that should bode well for me, right? And I have to try and completely destroy this fleet. Can't let it roam free now, especially with how potent and powerful it is. So I gotta take out one of these battleships, and I do have the blink drive to kind of get away with it too. At least for my battleships to get in nice and close. I just seem to be having a little bit of an issue with controlling it. That's the only real thing I'm having an issue with. So, everything move forward. My cruiser, you're going to stay here. And these are currently recharging, so... Yeah, missiles are doing a number on my frigates, so... Now I don't want to... Now it's not going to let me blink. I don't get what the hell this is. And I don't know why you're flying backwards. That confuses me a little bit. Just keep on moving and kill this battleship. That's all I really want. And if you could get behind it, that'd be good too. Because it is going to warp out in a moment. I want to try and deny that. Come on, kill it. It's so low. I'm probably not going to get 2 of them, but I want to kill at least 1. Perfect. Gonna kill the other one? We're gonna find out in a moment, folks. Because my battleships are refusing to push forward. In fact, they are going completely backwards. And still not letting me use my blink. Can't believe I was about to call it micro warp jump. Jeez. Oh well. Can you blame me? I guess. It's a blink drive and that refuses to work. Only? No, it can't. I'm trying to figure out why it would work before for the big battle, but not now. Because I clearly saw the cooldown working. It has a 45-second recharge, so it's not like it can use it once every several battles. Ah well, I'll wonder about that later. We completely destroyed this, and now it begs the question, do I push forward? I think I'm limiting my choices, but I should try and do that. Because I want to believe my cruiser and all that can deal with the fleet that's about to arrive. I just don't want... I want them to at least enter the system first before I worry about that. And without a doubt, they're probably going to attack the outpost. So this is not going to get irritating really fast, is it now, trying to manage this? And I have a cruiser underway, but that's still going to be a little bit of time till it gets there. Wow, I'm surprised. I'm surprised this Eagle is not even acknowledging that it could use a jump gate. It really believes that going Altair would have been faster? I don't quite understand the logic there unless I did some miscontrol for some reason. Only thing I could think of... Oh, well, not much I could do here. Altair Prime could build a battle station. I want to believe that can do a lot of work. It's going to take some time, and it's not time that I have. And really, I should just build more ships. Can I just build another destroyer? That'd probably bolt better for me. And I got plenty of fleet command points, especially after a huge engagement, so I should be okay. And let's see, Soft, what did you just build? I honestly don't know. And your pollution level is completely non-existent, so you're okay here. So, more food probably, so that way I could throw people off. Well, really, I need to keep building ships. That much is inevitable. That much is obvious. I would love to get colony ships, though. But more cruisers. We'll try and get away from cruiser because pollution level is like completely at 0, so you're okay here. I'm just trying to figure out what you just built. Oh, robo-miners, okay, so you're... That's why the pollution levels are just now going above. And let's see, Cadet 4. You're dropping pollution levels, you should be okay. You're just going to be slow. So let's get some troop transports out of you then. That will be worthwhile. And then I can use them to start invading the plants, worst case. And I will colonize, which this plant was it? I can't remember what it was planning on colonizing. Probably Cadet 3, I think, and then work on slowly terraforming it. I think that was the plan. So now, the next few 20 or so turns are pretty much going to be me trying to figure out how to effectively push the Klakons while being attacked from multiple angles. That's pretty much what's going to be going on here, and it's going to suck horribly. At least this advanced military outpost is probably going to get finished, so I'm okay about that. I just don't know. Let's see, that's already advanced military outpost, so you're going to slowly get... Are you even going to be able to make it there? 4 turns, so hopefully you'll be able to safely arrive, not inconveniently. I wonder what happens if that jump gate gets destroyed. Because it has enough destroyers to pretty much destroy that thing on me, which would still suck, but at least I got my space factory already over there potentially to deal with that. And you're going to start pushing forward for the counterattack. I think that's really what my big focus should be. Get the counterattack going. And hopefully, at the very least, I'll grab the Psilon worlds back. And then I might consider a peace with them. Because I need to deal with this plague of colonization that's going on. And I'm not benefiting from it. Not in the slightest, if I'm going to be constantly building up my military. Especially with Meklar having Titans, the Barathi are a potential threat too, and they never did attack that one Titan. Probably because they weren't confident in their firepower to destroy it. That's probably what. Speaking of which, I'm about to get my own Titan as well. At least the design pattern, but I seriously doubt... Oh, what was that noise? Did something just colonize? I heard another ping. I'm assuming that was something being sieged. Oh, it was Seki, wasn't it? Seki was conquered, and what is this? Ruber 3. Okay, so Sakura Colony, that's all I really want to know. So, Ruber 3. That just bodes well for you. Although I'm confident they should be able to figure out how to stop that easily enough. The last supernova was pretty much corrected like in 2-3 turns. And that was really early in the campaign too, so I don't imagine that's going to be much different. Ferris Prime, you're a capital world. For some reason you're not a Terran world, so I should really consider that, but I'm going to try and get some profits off you. Just a little bit. At least to deal with all these maintenance and hopefully be able to rush a couple of ships, which, if I'm going to push forward, that's probably my greatest asset. If I can handle it. Seriously? Make up your goddamn minds, you cursed things. Because they don't even want to go to Mir Prime, so... Knowing my luck, when this thing flies further away, they're going to consider doing just that. That's when I feel it's going to happen. But at the very least, it'll get my fleet ready to be able to respond. Now, Hawks, only thing I can trust is that I can rush a starbase and time it for when... that's probably not going to work because there's going to be a turn when they can attack me. This is seriously not going to work, is it? I may have to fall back some. It's really hard to judge. You figure I'd be able to do something about defending that planet. But no, it doesn't look like it. Not that I can see at face value, at least. Because I can't put like a jump gate right on a planet. Which would make it so much more convenient to be able to respond and defend. Rather than having to take an extra turn to get to it. No matter where I'm at, really. So, wait, what was that? End the turn. Get our Titan tech. And see what the Klakons are going to do. Because there's another scout fleet here. Nothing too scary. I'm hoping it's just a scout. I'm going to have to check to be sure. Because those transport ships could just get straight up destroyed if I'm not careful. So, gotta be careful. Very, very careful. Because this is the only thing I have to justify going through the wormhole right now. And if that gets destroyed, then there goes all my efforts. And hopefully the Meklar don't ever have a treaty, open border treaty rather, with the Klakons, or with the Barathi even, with Python here. So that way they only got the one way that they can go through, which is the wormhole over there. That I'm about to go through. So that's going to be a turn away. It's going to bomb my poor little outpost. And it's just a scout, so I should be okay. It shouldn't be at risk, because I know for a fact that I put a scout right next to transport ships and it couldn't do anything about it. So clearly their scout should not be able to attack me, right? Oh, now you decide to go. Jeez, make up your damn mind. So close to... I told you, because as soon as that fleet flew away, it's going to go to Mir Prime, and this is my back door. This sucks. This sucks a little bit. Is Mir Prime gonna get bombed to oblivion again? I certainly hope not. I don't have a starbase, but I can build one relatively quickly. I'm just gonna have to let these go, I guess. Because my cruiser is still ages away, unless I could find a quicker way to go. The only sucky thing is, though, as soon as I go up and send everything up to Cestus, it's just gonna go down to Altair Prime. Thankfully, that shouldn't be too terribly bad, because I should be able to travel between the two systems faster in it. It just doesn't feel very comfortable for me. And have a look at it. We have a gigantic, massive colony ship, I guess. That's what it certainly looks like, anyway. Just have a look at, ooh, nice shiny gold and everything. It's gone crazy with the gold even. And what does the alternate version look like? Because I already know to keep my expectations low after like the alternate version of the battleship, so. Ooh, what the hell is this thing? It's part Egyptian, part Star Destroyer, if you ask me. That's all I really got to say. Is there any way I can like minimize the gold effect? Doesn't really look like it though. Because there's a lot of gold in the other Titan, but I am really looking forward to utilizing it. I just need the production to justify getting it out. Now what do we have? Tectonic engineering. And have to choose between core waste dump. Let's see. So this is for pollution. I'm just wondering how much. Pollution cleanup. So it just reduces pollution, so. Or just a lot more production that causes more pollution. So that's hard to judge. Miniaturization of beams. Well, I don't use beams that much, so that's not worth it. Positron computer. Accuracy 100. Can't argue with that. Torpedoes, we already talked about that. And I don't want to spend a full 16 turns just on this, do I? As nice as it is. Even with just a passive trait, that would be pretty damn good. And what is this thing? Oh, adamantium armor. That's nice. Ooh, Psilon missiles. Upgraded missiles. Why do I have to choose between armor and missiles? That doesn't seem fair. Why not have both? It would make my life so much easier, right? Anyways, I still have to make a choice, so. And I don't care about torpedoes. But a military advisor. Barbaric technology, huh? You're just making me not want to focus on that, quite frankly. It's probably because I focused or moused over on the advisor to figure out who was recommending it. That's probably what queued that audio file. Or that audio. Wow, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. This is 4. We know what you were doing. You were building. Oh yeah, you're in the process of staying alive, and so a starbase is mandatory. It's not going to be enough to deal with the pending fleet on its own, but it's very much needed. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have about 4 turns. Maybe I can get away with battle station. Because I don't think it would reduce the time to build. So I'm going to try with battle station because although I'm not going to have the credits to afford everything, which kind of stinks. Like Nortus 4 needs a star base. I have ships to build. This is not boding well for me. Being attacked from so many different angles. And you know what? Even if I had kept it back there, you know what they're going to do? They're just going to go to another system and harass that. And then I'm going to forever be chasing it and it never commits to an engagement. Unless they decide to bug out like that battleship fleet for some weird reason. I don't even think I would have ever caught that if they decide to run away proper. So, the only thing I have really going for me is to push through the wormhole. Once they'll let me go through, that is. Still be a couple of turns. But that's the one absolute I have. I can push back and take the Psilon planets back. So I'm going to focus on that while I colonize and focus on my infrastructure here. And don't worry, we will eventually start terraforming this planet for you. It's going to be a slow as hell process, I imagine. I'm not even seeing the terraform option anywhere. So it looks it may not even be possible. That could have been a huge mistake. Wait a minute. You're supposed to be a advanced colony ship, right? So you do have them, right? Okay, you do have the base buildings. I was kind of terrified at first that I made a normal colony ship. Oh well, we'll keep the food's mate levels manageable. That'll be a good start. And hopefully one day it will shine. Just like all the other planets, like Cestus 4. Although I don't see how it could be better than Cestus 4. This is going to be my salvation once it gets going. And it's pretty damn close to doing just that. And I also told you to go to the wrong jump gate, maybe. You probably were supposed to go to Milif. That might have been more efficient. And Scout, let's see what you're doing. And terrible chances the space factory's gonna die, so... Didn't even do any real damage. So, Mirror Prime, I'm sorry. A starbase probably not gonna do much good. But... I do have a fleet ready. Oh, I'm waiting for the turn to end still, that's what's going on. Poor Mirror Prime, every time I try to colonize there, it just gets bombed to death. Maybe that's the best case situation I can hope for, that only Mirror Prime gets bombed to oblivion. And if that continues to be the theme, that just means I'll somehow save Nortest 4, right? It is only 4 ships, so it is possible. You would think. You would think. We still have a few turns to find out, though.